welcome to Capacity TV. We're live at Capacity Europe 2023 and I'm joined by Therkildsen from Syniverse. Thomas, can you tell us a little bit more about your role?
Well, thank you, and thank you for inviting me to the stage today. Syniverse has been in existence for 35 years now, and we like to, claim that we are the world's most connected company. Through our infrastructure of messaging, signaling, and roaming services, we connect to more than 800 mobile network operators on a global basis.
My goodness. And what does the company actually do and where do they fit in the ecosystem in terms of carriers and network operators?
Yeah. So Syniverse supplies services to mobile network operators and carriers on a global basis. We really combine our portfolio of services into a mix of international roaming, wholesale and messaging services, which basically combine in international reach for mobile operators to the benefit of end users who can then transport their messages and all their roaming traffic from point A to point B.
And what challenges does Syniverse solve?
So we solve a range of challenges. The first one I already alluded to, which is that of connectivity, and really establishing connectivity easily across international domains. The other key challenge that we solve that we're probably most known for is actually our roaming clearinghouse. So the clearinghouse, what it does is helps to transfer the traffic, but also to ensure that the traffic gets paid for, that we have an international network of networks that pay for services and who receive their money through our financial clearing process.
And in your opinion, what sort of challenges do you see in the industry at the moment?
So, there are lots of challenges in relation to this particular industry. We certainly here at Capacity Europe have heard about quite a few of those. From our vantage point, some of the key challenges really revolve around the convergence of wholesale roaming and international connectivity. So specifically what we see is that when you look at the way that international agreements are being handled, we see roaming, we see wholesale traffic, we see messaging traffic, we see capacity trading going on, but they all still happen in quite disparate business areas. Actually, one of the promises of the GSM Association was that of being able to combine these different trade areas into one fixed wholesale function.
Okay.
So that's one of the things that is in an industrial challenge from our point of view. But there are more.
And in your opinion, when do you envisage reliable connectivity being universally available?
Yeah, so fast and reliable connectivity are really key points for the industry, of course. Fast is happening. Fast is certainly to do with 5G roaming, for instance. We already gained quite a bit of speed in the mobile industry by getting 3G and 4G roaming. Now the next bet is on 5G roaming. Here we are quite active in helping the industry, not only in terms of setting the standards for how 5G standalone roaming is supposed to happen, but of course also by helping operators test their networks up against our IPX network and ensure that they can meet industry standards.
Okay. And you spoke a little bit about interconnect services. What more can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so interconnect has kind of an embedded challenge, you could say, in terms of monetizing the network assets that mobile operators and carriers they have. And so when we think about the interconnect challenges, there are things in relation to how interconnect traffic is traded, and there are actually different avenues of settling that traffic.
Okay.
You can settle it through a traditional interface that the mobile industry has done for years and years. But actually, coming back to my point about 5G, so 5G means that we now have to adopt a new interface for interconnect settlement, which is known as the BCE, the billing and charging evolution. This is something that the GSMA has been promoting. It will be adopted for 5G SA roaming, and this will also disrupt the way that interconnect charging happens, we believe.
And we'll put you on the spot. What has been your highlight of Capacity Europe 2023 so far? We still have 2 more days to go, but day one, what's been the highlight?
Well, as you said, 2 more days to go. I think it will be really interesting to see what's coming up in the next few days. I think today's panel session in the morning, to hear from the CEOs of the different carriers and hear about their challenges and how they see the industry, that has been a highlight for me personally, to understand more about what the key drivers are for the industry right now.
The panels have been really interesting so far. I'm looking forward to finding out what tomorrow holds. Thank you for joining us. We're live at Capacity Europe 2023.
Thank you.
Thanks
for having me.